Are you worried about microplastics?
We are mindful of them, yes. Yeah, so I built this blueprint food stack where we built a bunch of products. We're trying to be the most nutritious food protocol in history. So food in our society is very dirty. And I've become painfully aware of how dirty it is.
Is it worse?
What do you mean by dirty?
And if you look at the testing profile of what's in it.
You mean it's just filled with horrible ingredients, right?
Yeah, it's just like
American food the most poisonous in the world?
I don't know. The testing we've done, I've become acutely aware of this because we test our own foods. No one tests first.
Yeah.
And then when you do test, you're eating shit that you assume, you pull up, it's like, someone's got me, right?
Nope.
Exactly. That has been terrifying.
But that's
shit
my
that's
concern.
slipping through.
That's my concern with or maybe it's why your system needs to be open and why it needs to be constantly verified, because we could fall into the same trap that we're in with food.
Yeah.
All this health food is actually horrible for us, right? So how do we make sure that the algorithm doesn't get manipulated for the benefit of some people?
Yeah.
Anyway, but go back to what you're saying.
So even good foods you'll test and be like, or good foods, quote unquote, but whole foods that are, grown from a garden or something like that. Are you noticing oh wow, even these have bad traces in them?
For example, we're building a product called Super Veggie. And so it's just basically, how do you get someone a clinically relevant dose, 3 to 6 servings a day of veggies, and we put it together in a powder. So we started sourcing these powders like broccoli and cauliflower and carrot, and we get them and we look at the heavy metal, and it'd be shockingly high. Yeah, and so we had to go back to the supplier and say, are you aware of the situation? This is really terrible. So just even in us sourcing from the private supply chain,
and what do they say?
It's a wide range of responses. Sometimes they don't know, sometimes they need to retest. So it's not again, the presumption is someone's got me. But systems are in place that are controlled. That's not the case. And so we've learned a whole lot. We actually did a 10,000 run of a product. We found it high in lead and had to scrap the entire 10,000 run.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, because we didn't verify soon enough. We took the vendor specs and said, great. We didn't verify before purchase.
Wow.
So we're learning a ton of stuff. How do you get the cleanest possible supply? Then we're also starting to publish our testing to say, here's what the batch looks like. Even with our olive oil, we publish a COA to say, here's what the pesticide profile looks like. Here's what the heavy metals look like.
I do also think it's important branding-wise that people know you're not making you personally aren't making any profit on this. It just goes right back in. Because that makes it all that much more trustworthy to me. Because I would look at you and be like, maybe he's just doing all this shit so he can just make billions again down the road with supplements and olive oils. So it's cool to know that you're not really profiting on them.
Yeah.
Where are you sourcing your food that you consume?
All over the world. Yeah.
Okay.
We have 130 or so ingredients we're sourcing.
Go to prizepicks.com, man, and use the promo code Schultz, SCHULZ, and they're going to match your initial deposit bonus up to $100, okay? It's the easiest fucking thing on the planet. I genuinely mean this. They're going to give you these situations where you basically choose more or less. With basketball, more or less rebounds. They're going to put it out there. You choose more or less.
And fantasy, you got to set your lineups every week.
It's too much of an effort.
Play this whenever you want to.
Yeah, it's incredible. Anyway, prizepicks.com. Shout out to y'all.